Hi everybody, this is the way of fairness, and I feel lousy, miserable. And so you know what you do about that? You just keep on trucking. That's what you do about it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm having dreams of the place where they do the human sacrifices and shit like that. It's kind of difficult, you know? And then I get some recognition from somebody recognizes what I am, and they know. And I know we're on the right track. And they probably feel lousy too. So I dream. I'm shown stuff in vision. So I'm wanting to make a facility for the Church of Fairness and to grow gourmet mushrooms. Also, I can cook vegan dinners, like lots of variety, because I am skilled at creating recipes. I don't even write them down because it's like I just know how to do it. So like if I wanted to systematize it, I would write it down, and then it would be systematized. There's like 4 or 5 variations of a theme that I could cook, make meals, have the container, and start supplying a meal for people. For, you know, they donate and I can donate food, kind of thing, as we're working to fit into the legal system within the system. There's an old adage: it's easier to beg forgiveness than to how does it go? It's easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission. So you just do it and then worry about the consequence later. So I'm working with some voyeur spirits. I see that dust particle. I bumped the phone and this like huge dust particle floats in front of the camera. As I'm going to start talking about voyeurs that are not human. That is weird. See, they're not, we don't see them. Maybe as a dust particle. So, voyeurism is like when you're sneaking a peek and they don't want you to sneak a peek, right? Then if it's like game playing, then it's not, it's like a mutual consent kind of a foreplay thing. So it depends. What's in your heart? Venom? Hatred? Greed? Viciousness? You trying to hurt me? Or help me? I'm trying to help, not harm. So we all have evil tendencies. And the choice is ours at any given moment to choose to not harm one, to choose to not judge someone, to give them your grace of fairness. And it's witnessed, because there are people that are not voyeurs that are watching everything we do too. So there are people that are watching the human sacrifices take place. They're called snuff films. There are also beings that they can't see that are watching the human sacrifices take place, and they're watching all the voyeurs watching the videos of it. So that humans think they're going to be empowered by sacrificing things, and burned offerings to the Lord. We drink and eat Jesus. metaphorically in Christianity. So Jesus was the human sacrifice. And so I'm having this dream experience and this communication with the connected mind. And they're the spirit's on the side of not caring about others. They want me to think that the human sacrifice is a good thing because it helps so much. And I should think that it's a good thing. I'm like, no, it's not a good thing, it's an evil thing. When you do someone wrong, it's evil. So there's like a reality created where human sacrifice is a good thing and burnt offerings to the Lord is a good thing. And the other reality is where that is not a good thing. That's an evil thing. So the reality is that's a good Lord. And then the other reality is that's an evil Lord. So what if the earth is just like a storefront? It's a simulation. It's a storefront for other things going on. Isn't that weird? So this whole life we have is just a storefront for things going on in a different reality. So they're like farming us. These extraterrestrials, we're on their alien farm. So they're like consuming our life force. They're like vampires consuming us. They like farm for emotional reaction. And then they harvest the emotional reaction. The terror that someone is in, they harvest that. And they benefit from that. So the other dimensional controllers, they're talking about breaking someone's arm. They're transferring pain into my arm, trying to make me think they're going to break my arm. They gave me a dream experience where they cut me in half with energy, and I felt the energy. I would like to know if I actually lunged from some other place's energy, or whether it was all created here that matched up with me having the dream, and I lunged like a dog lunges when it's sleeping and dreaming, like a flinch. So the dream was that I got like cut, my back got hit, broken, cut in half, something. And then ever since then, my back's been in pain. I've been clear down my left leg, sciatic nerve stuff again. So they want me to be afraid of them, but I'm not. See, all we have is this created experience with our brain creates this mock simulation of the real world that's there. The physical world is there, but we don't see it directly. We see it through senses, our five senses. Data comes in through the optic nerve to the brain, and the brain mocks up a simulation of what's really out there. And so it creates pain in our body so that we don't harm our body. It gives us pain and pleasure so that we do what the genes want us to procreate. So you can look at yourself as being very unimportant, unnecessary, and an illusion. So our ego is a fabrication of the brain. This self, this glorious self, it's a fabrication of the brain. Therefore, let them do what they may. Go ahead, do me wrong. and I will forgive you for doing me wrong, and I will pray for punishment to be upon you. So my prayer as I was having my nap, power nap, was that those people that are continuing to do me wrong, I insist they be put in eternal hell with no exit. And that's all they got to do is stop doing me wrong, and they're not going to be put there. Thanks for listening.